legs running, split those defenders, early touchdown for Green Bay's offense.
He had a quiet 7 catches for 115 yards. Tied at 7. Now we're tied at 14. It's Rodgers. How about the laser to Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Yeah, ball out on time, and then it's an awesome job by MVS of coming back to the football, get in front of those defenders, secure it, and then this is just feel by Rodgers. Red zone, defenders collapse. I can beat you with my speed to the front pylon. It's making such good decisions with the football.
He gets himself there. Meanwhile, again, the Lions hung in this game. 7 minutes to play. They're down 2 touchdowns. And on television, Mark Schlereth said that Matthew Stafford gets folded up like an accordion on this play, and that's exactly what he does. He would have to go to the sideline. The Lions, however, would score a touchdown on the next play. So it's a 7-point game. We got ourselves an onside kick, an opportunity. The Lions actually get their hands on it, but it's out of bounds. And like that, the Packers hold on to win it 31-24. Rodgers threw for 290 yards and 3 touchdowns and, of course, ran for another. And so I'm looking at the whole group here. Does anyone want to say this morning Aaron Rodgers has taken the lead in the MVP race?
Oh, for sure. I will. Can my hand get in there?
Go ahead, Danny.
Sure. Yeah, I've felt for a couple weeks now that it's been Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. It's just kind of in lockstep, right? Like one by one. I felt like Aaron Rodgers has been performing equally, if not better, with a little bit less to work with than Patrick Mahomes does. But the day that Mahomes has yesterday and then Aaron has his afternoon, he's got to be the leader right now. I mean, he's got a better QBR. He's got more touchdown passes. He's got a better touchdown to interception ratio. His team is winning. He's doing everything he wants with the football whenever he wants. And so that combination of him and Devontae Adams has been absolutely unstoppable. I'm sitting here saying today Aaron Rodgers is the leader for the MVP race in the NFL.
Okay, perhaps more importantly, though, Ryan Clark, the Packers are the leader as we speak in the NFC standings. Are they, in your opinion, the team to beat in the NFC?
No, they aren't. No, they're a lot closer to that team this year than they were last year because of the way that Aaron Rodgers is fenced. I still don't believe when you play against teams like the Los Angeles Rams or the New Orleans Saints, once they get Drew Brees back, who will have running backs that they're comfortable giving the ball to, that will have game plans that understand we're going to try to exploit things that the Green Bay Packers don't do well. I think they'll have tough times against those teams in meaningful football games late in January. But when you look at this Packers team, when you think about the way that Aaron Rodgers is playing, the synergy with Devontae Adams, obviously Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams in the backfield, they're different offensively. I think they're better prepared to compete in some of those high-scoring games, but I still have to see this defense do more. I still want to see this defense dominate at some point. And obviously when you have an offense like this that can make those plays, you don't have to be a shutout defense, but you have to make plays in critical moments. And I have yet to see that from the front of this team against good competition.
Quickly, Rex, what do you see? How about, do they have enough defense?
Yeah, look, I know where Ryan's coming from on this, but I think, and I've seen this team getting better and better defensively. It's not by huge strides, but they are making strides. And look, do I see things through rose-colored glasses? Probably, because I got 2 of my boys out there coaching. So
you got boys everywhere, Rex.
You know what I mean? I do, but these are my guys. Like, Mike Pettin and Mike Smith, absolutely. But I do see them getting better. And here's what's scary. When they get ahead of you, they do have the athletes in the back end and the pass rushers up front to close out games, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're the best team in the NFC.
There was a stretch of the season where they were just getting run on to the tune of enormous numbers. That hasn't really been the case. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I think that the Packers are the only team in the NFC that has 2 things. One, they have a coach that schemes up guys to get open. Like, to win in the NFL, to win a Super Bowl, you've got to have that. You've got to have the scheme and the coach that schemes guys open, that gets easy throws for your quarterback. Matt LaFleur does that on a consistent basis. And then they also have a quarterback that makes those once in, one guy on the planet type of throws. They've got to make those 4 to 5 jaw-dropping throws a game. Aaron Rodgers has that. And so you're looking at, they're the only team in the NFC that has that coach that can do that. But then also the quarterback that, like, when guys are covered, it doesn't matter because he can just make those perfect throws. They're the only team in that conference that can do that. The Chiefs and the Bills are the only team in the NFL that can match that as well. So they're one of 3 teams in the league that has that combination, but they're the only team in the NFC. That's why I think they're different. Like, in 2020, I think that's different in the NFL with football.
I'm just looking at the other teams in the conference that they may wind up having to face. If everything comes through Lambeau Field, that is going to be a tough task for anybody to knock off Aaron Rodgers. Take a quick break. We're just getting started here. Huge hour on the way. After an 11-0 start, the Steelers have lost back-to-back games, and wait till you hear what Big Ben had to say, which is why you threw me, because it is a team that is in that division. It's the Falcons, and when you said same division, I thought you were going to get it. I thought you had it there.
The Vikings.
Oh, the same division as the Vikings. Right. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the same division as he's in now with the Buccaneers. He is 4-0
now
against
I'm devastated because I confused everybody.
He is 5-0 against the Cowboys, 6-0 against the Vikings and the Falcons. It's well played. How did they get there? Let's show you. Yesterday,
I got no chance with that question.
No, that was an unfair question. But here comes Brady. Here we go. Oh, and his best friend's in attendance. Roger Goodell was there to watch the game. First quarter, Bucks 3rd and 3. And Dan, Brady just did not look good in the first quarter at all.
Yeah, especially on 3rd down. He gets a little spot route. Gronk kind of pops wide open there and just oversails that run early to start that game.
Yeah, here comes another one. You're going to see Brady stepping up in the pocket. He's going to have a wide open Chris Godwin. Dan, what happens here?
Yeah, this is great protection, and Brady's really getting to number 3 or number 4 in his progression. He starts to his right, it's not there. Pump fake, it's not there. Middle of the field's going to vacate, and he sees that linebacker. It's like, do I rip it now? Do I try to get it up over his head? That indecision, the unsettledness really showed up. But this was awesome. Great protection, hang in the pocket, see the safety cut, and then he's got his real. This is his deep threat, Scotty Miller. This is awesome. To find that post, that ball goes 50-plus yards downfield. An absolute dime from Tom Brady. Finally got this offense going.
Scotty Miller had become the forgotten man in this offense. They go up 7-6, then a big play, Rex. Right before halftime, they're going to get a pass interference in the end zone on Gronk. Is this a good call?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, we can call this every single game, and it's never called.
They would get a field goal out of it. 17-6 is your score. Same score in the second half. And you know what? They ran the ball, Dan. This is Shady McCoy. They ran it for 107.
Yeah, Shady McCoy knows that play. A little bit of an inside zone. Get that defender to sync up. And then that wrap around the outside, and then that 12 personnel play action pass ball to Mike Evans. This is awesome because it comes out on time. One hitch, it's in between that safety coming over and that corner that's drifting in underneath. A perfect throw by Tom Brady, and then finish it off. Little flash fake, Gronk high in the end zone, touchdown Tampa Bay. Buccaneers go on to win it 26-14, and afterwards their head coach was very excited about what he saw.
When asked early this week about our identity, I think we just showed our identity. We can do any damn thing we want to do.
That's an interesting way to look at this thing. And it does beg the question, Dan Orlovsky, what game do we think he watched?
I didn't watch the same Tampa Bay game that Bruce Arians did. I thought they were the most unimpressive team that I focused on yesterday. I mean, they earned 21 points. They scored 24. You're not going to get that Hail Mary field goal that whatever, if it's a penalty or not, you're probably not going to get those 3 points traditionally. And then the Vikings kind of hurt themselves with all those missed kicks. That's 10 points right there. I mean, you could easily lost that football game to a team that was in overtime against the one-win Jags the week before. And you look the same as you did before the bye week. There wasn't a ton of, impactful pre-snap motion. There wasn't a ton of play-action pass. There wasn't a ton of 12 personnel. There was a drive in the third quarter that looked cool. Other than that, you looked very similar. So I walk away going, what did you guys do in the bye week? What did you figure out in the bye week that you're like, we got to do more of that or we got to do less of this? I thought the Buccaneers looked very similar to what they did for the great majority of this season offensively. And they were really unimpressive to me in their win.
What'd you see, RC?
No, I think that you guys hit it dead on. I don't know what game he was watching, but this is what I do know about BA from spending some time with him in Pittsburgh is he is very much like our friend Marcus Spears. He ain't scared of that yak. And, you never know. Maybe he got hers before he gave this post-game press conference because that's not it. That team you saw doesn't make you walk into your post-game press conference with your chest poked out thinking that arrogantly confident that you played a great game or that you could do whatever the hell you want. This isn't a team that moved the ball up and down the football field against the Minnesota Vikings. This isn't a team that blew the Minnesota Vikings out without them losing 10 points because Dan Bailey can't kick the oblong ball made of pigskin through the big H. They were struggling offensively against the Minnesota Vikings. They missed some plays early until the Scotty Miller big touchdown. They didn't run the football necessarily as efficiently as I think they need to for the play action game to be great. And this defense wasn't dominant at all. This is the team that's supposed to be ascending to be an NFC championship contender, and they are not. And that's what Bruce Arians should have been talking about more than the fact that they could do whatever the hell they want.
Now, to take the other side of it, Rex, I know there is something they did that you liked very much.
Well, I actually like the fact they did at least attempt the run.